good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ypsilanti, Michigan. Welcome inside the Convocation Center, and welcome to the first round of the Mid-American Conference Tournament. Ryan Wooley joined alongside by Sean Hostetter, and Sean, Eastern comes into this game after a 4-game road swing. They picked up a victory in their final one inning, a 3-game losing skid. Detroit, meanwhile, coming off a loss to Minnesota, but in that loss, Rosanna Reynolds continued to shine.
Well, Ryan Wooley alongside Greg Steiner. Glad you could join us here for Game 2 of our doubleheader today. Of course, Eastern Michigan women fell earlier today against Kent State. Right now, the Eagles getting set to play host to the Bulls, and Greg, Eastern Michigan comes into this game 9-5 on the season. They've won 3 straight. Buffalo, though, has been struggling a bit. They're 6-8 and have lost 6 of their last 8.
Here's Bond, now flows it over to Jordan Nobles. Nobles now drops it off underneath to Lee, who can't finish at the rim, but Madre comes in for the rebound and gets the stick back. How about that? 6 straight points for Eastern Michigan and 8 of the last 10. Eastern Michigan trying to move to 9-5 on the season. As Bond takes it all the way to the rack. He would not be denied. Skied right over Luke Meyer and posterized him.
So Dante Carruthers will handle the basketball. He'll feed inside. That one's knocked away. Jordan Nobles comes away with it. Now 4 turnovers on the night. Kick it over. Willie Mangum, who just made a 3 from the wing, drains it from the corner. 3 straight 3-pointers for Eastern Michigan. They now lead 14-8. Walker looking down in the paint, nowhere to go. Good defense here by the Eagles. 10 seconds down the shot clock.
Seeing Hall call for the basketball, wants it.
Now they feed it over. That's intercepted by James Thompson. Thompson trying to run the length of the floor, takes it up into the window, lays it off the glass. Count the bucket and the foul. 6 straight points for Thompson. And Maric, a senior out of Croatia, leads the team in scoring at 14 points, averages 8 boards as Thompson boxes him out and gets the board himself. 3 rebounds now for JT. Lee trying to go in, pulls up at the top of the key and buries it. Ray Lee for 3. That ends the drought and pulls Eastern Michigan now within 5. You mentioned that 50 points against Central Michigan. He had 21 in that last meeting against Northern Illinois right here in Ypsilanti. Now for more on this game, let's turn things over to the 3rd member of our broadcast team, Michael Kermy, who is standing by. Mike? Daly, certainly a player to watch here tonight. Another player to watch, well, Sydney Stuke, our sideline reporter, has that story. Sydney?
Good pull-up, but not open.
And speaking of pull-ups on the other side, Anya Marinkovic will bury it from downtown. Give the Titans a 10-point advantage, 17-7, 4:35 to go in the first quarter, and our first media timeout here in Ypsi. An 8-point advantage for Eastern Michigan over the Bulls of Buffalo, thanks in part to 3 straight 3-pointers by the Eagles. It all started with Tim Bond with the game tied at 8. Bond able to hit it from the right wing. Then Willie Mangum comes down, hits it from the left side. And then once you know it, Mangum comes back again down at the corner. 3 straight 3s, and you add in 2 free throws by Ray Lee. An 11-0 run for Eastern Michigan, and they now have an 8-point advantage over Buffalo. It's Star Wars night here in Ypsilanti at the Convocation Center as the Eagles playing host to Monmouth. Right now, the Hawks lead 4-0, but the fans having a good time. DJ Shortstop in the mix. We got, what, Yoda, Darth Vader? Who's that guy with the mask? Is that Jesus?
I don't know who that is.
I didn't know he was in Star Wars.
I'm a Star Wars fan too, and I have no idea who that was.
We're getting word that's a young Obi-Wan Kenobi, so
Could have fooled me.
It's the 74th all-time meeting between Eastern Michigan and Kent State. Golden Flashes leading the all-time series 41-32. But Greg, you take a look, the Golden Flashes have had Eastern Michigan's number as of late. With the regular season now in the books, both Eastern Michigan and Northern Illinois looking to punch their ticket to Cleveland for second-round action in the MAC tournament. It's the Eagles and Huskies in the first round next on ESPN3. Eastern Michigan, of course, looking to move to 2-0 in conference action. Buffalo still looking for that elusive first victory. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting lineups for today's game, Eastern Michigan and Buffalo. We'll start with the Bulls. We talked a lot about Nick Perkins, but how about Blake Hamilton? He is their do-it-all type of guard. He's a senior out of Pasadena, California, averaging 17 points a game. Also puts up 6 boards a contest. He's 8th in the MAC in scoring at 9 points and 3 boards in the loss to Toledo. As for Eastern Michigan, they're led this season by both Ray Lee and Willie Mangum, each scoring 17 points a contest. James Thompson, 3rd on the team in scoring with 14 points a game, but does lead Eastern Michigan in a total rebounding with 11 a game, and he's coming off a double-double, his 8th of the season, 18 points, 10 boards, and 2 assists. 1-point lead for Northern Illinois over Eastern Michigan, 8-7 early on here in the first round of the Mid-American Conference Tournament. Adam, what do you see being the keys to victory on both sides of the ball?
For McKenzie, he's done a good job as of late, continues to find a way to put the ball through the hoop.
Now quickly the other way, Tim Bond spots for a 3 at the right wing. He'll tie the game at 8. Eastern Michigan's first 3 of the game on 4 tries. Here's McKenzie working against Bailey. Steele pulls up his dribble, now kicks it back out. Devontae Jordan. Nearly stolen, 15 seconds on the clock, and Bailey comes away with it and gets it over to Nobles.
Massenberg was on the perimeter, looked for the ball the entire time, they just couldn't find him.
A wide open Willie Mangum left wing 3. Back to back for Eastern Michigan will prompt the timeout from head coach Nate Oates as the Eagles come right back and grab the lead. An 11-8 advantage here in the first half. 6-2 run right now for the Eagles. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Driving in around Madre, loose underneath, putback doesn't go, and now Thompson comes away with it. Feeds up over to Bond. Bond loses control and an easy lay-in on the other side. That one travels around the rim, and that's gonna force a timeout on the other side. Eastern Michigan riding an 8-2 run, and Rob Sinderoff now will take a timeout. Eastern Michigan as close as they have been since the start of this one. Here you see Bond, he was thinking dunk, but just able to get the lay-in underneath.
You said easy, he almost overran it, and it used every piece of that iron before it goes through.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Ypsilanti, Michigan. Welcome to the Convocation Center, and welcome to another exciting season of college basketball. I'm Ryan Williams, joined alongside by Sean Hostetter.
We talked a lot about in the open about Mobley, but you cannot say enough about Marley Hill. She's a redshirt junior center out of Cleveland, Ohio, leads the team in rebounding at 6 a game and also in points per contest with 16. As for Eastern Michigan, they'll come out with Sasha Daly, Tori Easley, Phyllis Webb, Shayna Deans, and Micah Robinson. Daly leading the team in scoring at 18 points a contest, but again, Deans has coming off a career high of 21 points and 7 boards in that loss to Miami.